Please remain standing while the members of the 211th Engineer Company of the South Dakota National Guard present the flags, and please join in the singing of our national anthem, led by spring graduate Jesse Erdman. Please be seated. As the president of Dakota State University, it is my real pleasure to welcome you to our 124th spring commencement ceremony. All commencements feel very special to me, but this one has personal meaning. Many of the students who will walk across this stage are part of the first freshman class that I welcomed to campus in the fall of 2004. We have been together for 4 years, and many things have happened to you, to me, and to Dakota State University. It has been a time of change to the physical campus, a time of record student headcount growth, a time of regional and national recognition, and a time that has seen increasing support for the unique mission of this very focused university. For all of you, I hope that it has been a time of growth and expanding confidence, a time for new friendships and experiences, a time of career direction, and as I like to refer to the time at the university, a journey worth taking. This year we have seen the adoption and broad campus-wide usage of our new DSU logo, which you'll see here on the stage, Dare to Do. And I hope that your time at the university has provided many opportunities for you to dare to take on new challenges. I hope that this daring, exploratory, dynamic attitude that is truly a part and a unique part of Dakota State University has rubbed off on all of you. A couple of weeks ago I spoke at our awards banquet about a book I had just completed, a book named The 3 Cups of Tea. It's about a gentleman named Greg Mortensen and his effort to build schools and infrastructure in the backcountry areas of Pakistan and Afghanistan. I shared the most captivating and inspiring moment from that book when Mr. Mortensen describes coming upon a group of 80 children who were sitting outside on a rocky ledge teaching themselves math by writing on primitive slates or writing in the dirt with sticks because they had no teacher and no building. He spoke of the fierceness of their desire to learn. What an image. I wonder what those 80 children would think of our wireless mobile computing devices in the hands of every student. If these students can demonstrate this fierceness to learn in the face of those challenges, what should we be capable of with all our advantages? My challenge to this group of graduates, friends, and soon-to-be alumni is to maintain or find that fierceness that will fire your future learning. Because clearly, in my mind, commencement is never an end. It's always another beginning. I'm particularly excited to be on the stage today because of the individuals who have joined us for this commencement celebration. We have the opportunity to honor one of our very accomplished alumni, John Peterson, and we will bestow one of the university's greatest honors, the honorary doctorate, on Judge David Gienap. Of course, I'm always pleased when the Board of Regents member from Madison's own Dr. Bellotti is a part of our ceremony. I believe also joining us in the audience today is Russ Olson, State Representative from District 8. Russ, are you with us? There he is. Thanks, Russ. Obviously, this commencement ceremony has been made even more noteworthy for me personally and for the entire university community, as I now have the pleasure of introducing our very special guest and main speaker. M. Michael Rounds became South Dakota's 31st governor on January 7, 2003. From 1999 to 2000, he was elected to serve South Dakota in the state Senate, representing District 24, which includes Pierre and the surrounding area. In 1994, he was chosen by his peers to serve as Senate Majority Leader, a post he held for 6 years. He has previously served on many boards. He is the oldest of 11 children. Governor Rounds is a lifelong resident of Pierre. He is part owner of Fisher Rounds & Associates Incorporated, an insurance and real estate agency with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Rapid City, and Brandon. Governor Rounds attended South Dakota State University, graduating with a bachelor's degree in political science. He married Jean Vedve in 1978, and I just want you to know one thing. Jean's mother is a DSU alumni. The governor's mother-in-law is, in fact, an alumni from here. I'll have to have her put in a good word or something. I don't know. The governor and Mrs. Rounds have 4 children, Christopher, Brian, Carrie, and John. Before I invite him to the podium, I must thank him for the support he has shown for this university and for his visionary leadership in recognizing the power of information technology and the potential of wireless mobile computing to revolutionize the way we all learn. He is without a doubt a leader who demonstrates a true fierceness in his dedication to education and learning. I have felt very honored to be a part of the higher education community at a time that has seen the tremendous impact of his leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of the State of South Dakota, M. Michael Rounds.
Thank you. Thank you. Please sit. Thank you. That all adds on to the length of my talk, and I like brevity. And so, in this case, President Knowlton, thank you very much for your kind words. It is truly my privilege to be able to share just a few brief moments with you today. As I have indicated earlier to some of the folks that are up here with us, I think these young people have been in school long enough and they're ready to get out. And the one thing that we've always learned is that when we're standing in the way of them and opportunities in the future, it's better to be short and brief and direct to the point. So that's what I want to be this morning. First of all, this is an opportunity to share kind of a thought that was shared with me a couple years ago, and that is that many of us, as we work through the educational processes, we really kind of work in valleys. We come from one point to the next point, but most of our time is literally spent in a valley. We're working hard to get to the next mountaintop. When we get there, we can look back at what we've accomplished. We can look to the future to see what the next challenges are. Most of the time, though, is spent in between, focused on what our goal is. But today's not that way. Today, I think it's kind of like reaching the top of the mountain for many of you. It's a chance to celebrate. It's a chance to reflect on the road behind you and everything that you've been able to accomplish. It's also a chance to look ahead at what life brings for you. Many of you have already laid out your plans. You have your job already planned out. Some of you are keeping your options open. But today is a chance to take just a few moments and to look back and to look forward. There aren't very many days in your life in which you can do both and see clearly the accomplishments that you are capable of and what you can do in the future. So today, let's look at it as being on the top of a mountain. Second of all, for many of you, if you're anything like me, you've had great support. You've had support from moms and dads and relatives. You've had support also from the faculty, the teachers, the professionals who have assisted you along the way. And finally, you've had help because you go to a state-sponsored organization, a state-sponsored university. The taxpayers of this state have also helped to support you in your challenges. Today, let's recognize all of them. Taxpayers for what they contribute because they recognize that you truly are part of their future. Your faculty, and many of them have become good friends of yours. They will be mentors. As you graduate and come back, you'll see them as friends, but always recognize how much of themselves they have given to you. And then finally, moms and dads. You know, sometimes when I speak to a graduating group, I can look back, and if it's a group of high school seniors, and today is not high school seniors, but if it's high school seniors, I can look back and I can say, do you remember when you were a snot? And mom and dad handled you anyway? Well, today, let's not exactly look at it that way. Let's look at it as being, do you remember the tough times that you went through? There's always a time in which you're challenged. There's always a time in which you just flat out get down. There's a time in which you wonder whether or not you're going the right direction. And there's a time in which you wonder whether or not your resources are going to make it and whether or not you've made the right decisions. If you look back at it, you'll find that your family has been there for you. They've never given up on you. They believe in you. So today, let's give moms and dads, teachers, let's give them all a round of applause and say thank you for their support. Okay? I ask one more thing of our graduates. If mom and dad and families don't give up on you, don't give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself. Look at the opportunities ahead of you. Look at the challenges. But believe in yourself. You can do anything that you want to do. You got to put your mind to it. You've got to commit the hard work to it. You've got to put together a plan. But if you do that, you can accomplish anything. So don't give up on yourself. Dakota State University, I think, has done a marvelous job. I'd like to just share with you what some of the things are that, in terms of with Dakota State University. Let me just give you some thoughts about it, because the university itself, I believe, has done a great job. I am very proud of their accomplishments. The education that you've received here, I think, will do very well for you any place in the United States. But we want you to also look close to home. For the second year in a row, U.S. News has named Dakota State University as the highest-ranked public baccalaureate college in the Midwest region. Students from Dakota State University achieved a 98% overall placement rate for the graduating class of 2006-2007, with several programs achieving 100% placement. Programs that achieved 100% placement included health information administration, respiratory therapy, computer science, e-commerce, elementary education and special learning, business management, business administration, and computer information systems. DSU is the state's crown jewel for technology-based education. The university has been successful in providing a cutting-edge technology-oriented environment here at this campus. DSU was redesignated as a National Center of Academic Excellence in Information Assurance Education by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the National Security Agency. DSU is leading the way in the field of information systems and technology by offering a Doctorate of Science in Information Systems. There's also a new undergraduate program in computer game design being planned for implementation the fall of this year. Think about it. Now you can play the games and you can design new ones as well. As evidence of the technology and the entrepreneurial charged atmosphere at DSU, one of the graduates in this year's class, Matt Paulson, well, he launched, let's see, how would we put it? He launched his own online magazine last fall called AmericanConsumerNews.com. American Consumer News features topics such as dealing with debt, money-saving tips, real estate, investing, and insurance. Matt worked through a newly formed organization at DSU called the Center for Techno-Entrepreneurism, which is providing logistical support, workspace, and seed money to students who wish to start technology-based enterprises. The Center for Techno-Entrepreneurism was created through a partnership with the Lake Area Improvement Council. Now, Matt, you can thank me for that little plug when we get done. But what I'm getting at is this. The opportunities are boundless, and DSU has truly done a marvelous job of responding to changes throughout our world, and I'm very proud of what you've done here at this campus. For those of you that are graduating today, please, I know that you're going to have opportunities to go anywhere. Please consider the South Dakota connections. You know, in South Dakota, with businesses that we've got, a lot of them are small. And it means that when you join up with a small business, you get a chance to do a lot of different things. If you go into a large business, in many cases, you're put into a particular slot, and you'll get very good at one particular thing. But in South Dakota, with the sizes of our businesses, people wear many different hats, and they do lots of things, and you get lots of experience very, very quick. So don't be afraid to try a small business in South Dakota, because your opportunities for advancement are a lot quicker. Second of all, we've all heard the old story that goes round and round about South Dakota being 50th in wages. Let me give you another shot at this, because there's something else which is more important, and that's how much money you've got in your pocket, and whether or not the quality of life is something that you want to have and enjoy. In South Dakota, if you take the wages, the income, and you adjust it for the taxes that are collected, and then if you adjust it for cost of living, we're not 50th. In fact, we're 10th in the nation and getting better. The reason? Because we don't take as many tax dollars from you, and because our cost of living is not as great as what it is in other parts of the country. So please, make sure you take a hard look at South Dakota. The last couple of years, we've seen great changes here within our state. Since 2002, we've created over 27,000 new job opportunities for you. We've created 2010 research centers. There's 6 of them now, so that if you want to continue on with research, you have multiple opportunities to do so. You don't have to leave our state to do it. And we've got new doctoral programs. There's one right here at Dakota State University. But there's a reason for these 10 new doctoral programs, and that's because in this world, education is key. And if you want to keep up with the rest of the world, you've got to be able to do research, and you've got to be able to allow young people like those that are right here with us today a chance to be everything that they can be. And you got to give them a chance to do the research without leaving our borders. So today I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish, all of these folks here, the taxpayers that are out there that have supported us in this venture, and I'm very proud of all of you. There's something else, though, that we should never forget at a time like this. The good Lord shines upon us. He brings us rain. And in the western part of our state, even though there's some possibilities of flood out there, they're saying, please, just keep the spigot on. We're blessed. We're blessed with freedoms. We're blessed with opportunities. And sometimes we take them for granted. Just for a minute today, let's not take them for granted. See, the good Lord offers, but He still expects us to do our part. And that's one thing that has occurred generation after generation in this country, and that is that there have always been men and women that have heard the call of protecting our freedoms and our opportunities. The opportunities for all of us to get a great education, the opportunities to find a job or a profession of our own choice and to succeed in it or to fail. The opportunity to worship the good Lord the way that we see fit, whether it be in a church, synagogue, mosque, mountaintop, or cathedral. Those opportunities aren't free. Those freedoms aren't free. They've been defended generation after generation by the men and the women who have proudly worn the uniform of the United States of America in defense of her liberties. Ladies and gentlemen, just for a minute, let's not take those freedoms for granted. Would you please join me as I ask all of our current members of the armed forces of this country and all of the veterans who have offered their service and sacrifice for us. I'd ask them all to please just stand and be recognized for all that they have given to all of us. Veterans, please stand and be recognized. These men and women have offered themselves so that we can be everything that the good Lord would let us be. Let's not let that opportunity get by us. So today, to the graduates, congratulations on a job well done. We are proud of you, and we want you to stay here in South Dakota and enjoy the quality of life that very few other places in the world have. Congratulations. God bless.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you, Governor Rounds, for those words and for your presence with us here today. Dakota State is honored to count among its graduates and friends many outstanding leaders, such as the individuals we are recognizing today. Commencement Award recipients are reviewed and approved by the Dakota State University faculty, the Student Senate, and the Alumni Association. I now call upon Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, to assist me in the presentation of these awards.
The Distinguished Alumnus Award is presented to a person whose dedication to their community, their country, and their profession is an inspiration to Dakota State University students and alum. Today, we are pleased to recognize John Peterson, class of 1969. I ask that Mr. Peterson please come forward. Come over here. John Peterson graduated from DSU in 1969 with a bachelor's degree in business education and physical education. He earned his master's degree in educational administration from SDSU in 1974 and his educational specialist degree in educational administration from USD in 1992. His early career includes serving as a high school teacher in Montrose and as principal in Hazelton, North Dakota, and in Hamlin, South Dakota. He became superintendent in Harrisburg in 1976. He left education to become director of personnel at Dacon Inc. in Sioux Falls, and he was there from 1978 to 1983. He returned to education as superintendent of the Chester schools from 1983 to 1995, and then served as superintendent in Beersford from 1995 to 2001, and in Pierre from 2001 to 2007. He currently serves as the executive director of the School Administrators of South Dakota. The organization promotes and provides leadership for the improvement and advancement of education for pre-K-12 schools in South Dakota. In 2003, he was named the South Dakota Superintendent of the Year. He is past president of the South Dakota School Administrators or Superintendents Association, past vice president of the School Administrators of South Dakota, and is a member of the Beetle Club of South Dakota. He has served on the board of directors of many nonprofit organizations. He's a member of Pierre Rotary and the Pierre Economic Development Corporation. Over the years, he has served in numerous task forces, including the South Dakota Governor's Educational Task Force and the Governor's State Aid Study Task Force. He and his wife, Diane Nelson Peterson, who is a member of the class of 71, continue to reside in Pierre. Dr. Knowlton, on behalf of the faculty and the staff and the students and the alum of Dakota State University, I commend to you John Peterson to receive the Distinguished Alumnus Award.
sounded pretty good, but it didn't all start out that way with my life. I want to share that with you. I'm sure that there's many of my fellow students and many of my professors that if you'd have told them my freshman and sophomore year at Dakota State that I was going to get this award, they would have really questioned your mental health at the time. You know, I wish I could stand up here and tell you that I always did the right thing, but I didn't. My sophomore year in college, I'd be the first to say that I was busy working on some other things other than academics, and consequently, you know, I decided to take a break from education after my first 2 years, and I went up to Minneapolis and worked for a year and a half, joined the National Guards, and came back to Dakota State at semester time, more focused, more determined to get a good education and be a college graduate. Kind of interesting, I want to share this with you. I also came back, and I thought, you know, I want to meet a wholesome South Dakota lady. I thought, you know, there must be one out there, and you know, and the interesting thing is this, that you know, I owe Dakota State so much. I truly do. But probably the biggest thing that I'm indebted to Dakota State for is because I met my wife, Diane, and I still remember East Hall. Seeing her when I came back, and I thought, yeah, maybe this is this wholesome South Dakota girl. And later on, we met. It was at a dance, and we got married, and you know, and we've been married for 39 years, and you know, it's been fun. But I have to say this, that you know, my life, I owe so much to the students, and to the staff, and to the communities that I've worked in South Dakota, and I'd do it all over again. I mean, I'd be an educator in South Dakota. You know, the Montrose, where the only place I taught, but just wonderful people in Montrose. Hamlin, primarily Bryant, is where I was at. Harrisburg, it's a different place now, but wonderful people in Harrisburg. Chester, in Chester, spent 12 years there. That's where we raised our daughters. That's where they graduated. Chester was a huge part, still is, of our life. And then on to Beersford. Beersford's a wonderful community. And then in Pierre, you know, Pierre's as far West River as I've been. You can see West River from there, but you know, you kind of think you're West River, and it's been a wonderful place, a wonderful experience. So I owe so much to those communities that have made my life so fulfilling. And the last thing, you know, being a former school superintendent, you know, I've got to take this opportunity to the graduates, just a couple of real quick things, a couple of sage advice pieces that I'd like to give you, and that is, number one, always have a plan. Always have a plan. And some of you might be like me, and you don't, you know, the plan doesn't always work out. You know, you might have to deviate a little bit from the plan. But I think in life we have to have a plan. That's number one. Number two, take care of your family. I mean, take care of your family. That's the one thing that's going to be there forever. You know, friends are going to come and go, families forever. Take care of them, because you're going to need to be taken care of at some point in your life. The third thing, take care of yourself spiritually. You've got to have a solid spiritual base to be successful and to be happy. And the last thing that hopefully I've done in my life, and that is have lots of fun along the way. Because if you don't have fun and you don't smile, it's going to be a long journey. Thank you for this honor.
Approval for recipients of an Honorary Doctor of Public Service Award involves not only an on-campus approval process, but also review and approval by the South Dakota Board of Regents. The Honorary Doctorate degree is the highest honor bestowed by the Board of Regents and the universities. Its purpose is to pay tribute to worthy individuals for their outstanding achievements and their service to humankind. And it's my pleasure today to invite Judge David R. Gienap to come forward to receive the Honorary Doctor of Public Service Award. David R. Gienap completed his undergraduate degree at the University of South Dakota in 1964, his Juris Doctorate degree from the University of Wyoming in 1967. He served 1 year as a law clerk for the South Dakota Supreme Court before becoming the Assistant South Dakota Attorney General, and a year later the Assistant U.S. Attorney for South Dakota. In 1976, he joined the Madison law firm of Arneson, Eisenhuth, and Gienap. A distinguished career as a trial lawyer, both criminal and civil, led to his appointment in 2002 as a circuit court judge of the 3rd Judicial Circuit in South Dakota, and in 2007, He was named the presiding judge of the Third Judicial Circuit. Judge Gienap has held leadership positions in several professional organizations, including the Association of Trial Lawyers of America, the International Academy of Trial Lawyers, and the American Bar Association. He has served as the president of the South Dakota Bar Association and the South Dakota Trial Lawyers Association. He is a frequent lecturer for the State Bar of South Dakota, for the Trial Lawyers Seminars, and has been a Gunderson Lecturer at the University of South Dakota. He is recognized for his service to his profession in 1997-98 when he received the South Dakota Trial Lawyer of the Year Award. He was presented with an honorary doctorate for public service by Northern in 2003. Judge Gienap has had a strong impact on the educational community. He served for 10 years as a member of the Madison School Board, and 2 of those years he was the chair. He was appointed to the South Dakota Board of Education in 1988, a position that he held for 3 years, and from 1993 to 2002, he was a member of the South Dakota Board of Regents, serving as president in 1997-98. He's a native South Dakotan, and he and his wife Nancy have 2 children. Dr. Knowlton, on behalf of the faculty and the staff and the students and the alum of DSU, I commend to you Judge Gienap to receive the Honorary Doctor of Public Service Award. Would you like to say a few words? All right.
First of all, I want to thank Dr. Knowlton, the Regents, Dr. Whitmire for this award. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. My mother-in-law were both graduates of Dakota State, and Dakota State has really been a part of my life, having been born and raised here in Lake County. They say education takes you a long ways. I was born in Chester, and now 60-some years I've gone 12 miles. I'm in Madison. If life treats me well, I might make it to Junius, but what I can't help but stand here and reminisce. In the early 80s, I and a couple, 3 other people from Madison were called out to Pierre and met in the back room with the then governor, who said, I've got this idea about changing the mission of Dakota State. Can you help me sell it to the community and the institution? And to stand here and then to go on the Regents maybe 15 years ago and hear someone comment, well, if there's one school that will never be giving graduate degrees, it's Dakota State University. And to stand here now and to see what's happened with this university through the good leadership of Dr. Knowlton, his administrative staff, the good work of the faculty, the good help of Governor Rounds and other people in Pierre, is just very satisfying, and I really appreciate getting an award from this institution. And I mentioned the help by the people in Pierre, the administration and the faculty, but what has really made this institution are the students, the alumni that are coming out and making their mark, and I'm confident in looking out there at those about to get their degrees that where there's another group that will keep putting Dakota State on the map. So thank you very much.
Dakota State University has a long heritage of providing outstanding education and producing successful grads. Today, we are very proud to recognize several graduates who crossed a similar stage 50 years ago today. At this time, I would like to recognize the graduates of the class of 1958. I ask that Jim Graham, who is president of the DSU Alumni Association, assist Dr. Knowlton in providing diplomas to our guest alum. I'd also ask that each of our special alumni stand and be recognized as their name is called, and I would ask that the audience please hold your applause until all of them have been introduced. So these are our alums here today from the class of 1958. Dr. William Campbell from Platteville, Wisconsin. Arliss Pulser Durdahl from Flanders, South Dakota. James Lawler from Deadwood, South Dakota. Bonnie Magnus Limmer from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Ray Campbell McKim from Renville, Minnesota. Carol Thompson Nangle from Pipestone, Minnesota. Beverly Sorfenden Poppin from Madison, South Dakota. Corrine Cummings Sievertson from Watertown, South Dakota. I'm pleased to introduce a musical selection by the DSU Singers under the direction of Barb Haig. They are accompanied by Mrs. Haig on the piano and Beth Schaefer on guitar.
Thank you, Mrs. Haig, and members of the DSU Singers for that musical contribution. It took me back a year or two ago. It is a tradition to ask a member of the graduating class to present remarks. This spring, 2 graduates, Jennifer Coates and Noah Sanderson, were chosen to represent the graduating class. Unfortunately, due to a conflicting commitment, Noah Sanderson was unable to be here today, but I am pleased to ask that Jen Coates please come forward. Jen is graduating summa cum laude with a double major in computer science and computer graphic design, and is a Center of Excellence graduate. Jen represented the Center of Excellence as a technology intern for the South Dakota Legislature for 3 years. I just want to add, I think that may be one of the most trying internships you could possibly have, but I don't know, we'll hear about that. And as a student representative to the Institutional Effectiveness Committee. She has worked as a technology fellow at DSU for 3 years. She served as president of the KSI Honor Society and is a member of the newly formed Women in Science and Technology organization. Jen has received numerous scholarship and academic honors during her DSU career. She has accepted a position as a software developer with Innovative Systems of Mitchell, staying in South Dakota, Governor Rounds. Please help me welcome Jen Coates.
Thank you, President Knowlton. Good morning and welcome, fellow graduates, Governor Rounds, faculty, family, and friends to this year's commencement ceremonies at Dakota State. I am honored to speak with you this morning. As I started preparing comments for my speech, I was watching Price is Right on TV. I began to think that maybe this could be my inspiration for what I was going to say. As the titles of other game shows ran through my head, I started to relate each to becoming college graduates and starting our upcoming careers. I would like to share some of these comments with you now. First, The Price is Right. With your education from Dakota State University, you are all valuable to the world and have the opportunity to make a difference. Make sure that you do not sell yourself short. You have worked hard for this degree and have the knowledge and expertise to succeed. No one can take this accomplishment away from you. Your education is priceless. Next, let's make a deal. Always be willing to compromise. We have been trained to be independent thinkers at Dakota State. However, there are times when you may have to make deals and give and take ideas from others. Don't let these times discourage you. Learn and grow from these new possibilities. Jeopardy. Although we have worked many hours to sharpen our skills, we may still find ourselves in jeopardy. Make the most of these situations. Learn from them and find the potential in every situation. Keep an open mind and be willing to negotiate. Use your resources and talents wisely. Next, the weakest link. Don't allow yourself to be the weakest link. Although it may seem like you've already been studying and doing homework for a long time, continue to learn and expand your knowledge base. Learning new skills will keep you ahead of your peers and fresh in your career. The Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes things do not go as planned. You may have to spin the Wheel of Fortune and see where and how you end up. Some of the best things in life are those that are not planned, but are opportunities that are taken advantage of. Next, the match game. Match yourself up with good people. Many times it's not what you know, but who you know. The faculty and staff at Dakota State are great references and influences that have helped us get where we are today. Continue to find people who can inspire you to be your best. As we leave here today, graduates of Dakota State University, we will each encounter our own game show. We'll be playing the game of life. However, we will all have different prizes, the things that make each of our lives fulfilling, meaningful, and full of happiness. With your education and experiences at Dakota State, you are well on your way to becoming big winners. I would now like to take this opportunity to thank the faculty and staff at Dakota State University who have supported us through our college journey. Also thanks to our family and friends who are sharing this special day with us. Thanks for pushing us and preparing us for our future careers. To my fellow graduates, congratulations on your achievements and the best of luck with your future plans and careers. I would like to leave you with this quote from John F. Kennedy. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. When Noah, we realized he couldn't be here, I had invited him to send some comments that I could read on his behalf. Most of the people in this audience in this class know Noah. This is an enduring term for him. He sent me a one-sentence comment, which I've changed just slightly. His one-sentence comment was, "Go ahead and ask them for their number. All they can say is, no, take a risk." Sort of fits him, doesn't it? The quality of education on any campus depends on the faculty. Dakota State is particularly blessed to have a faculty who are recognized widely for their innovation and their willingness to take on new challenges. They are also a faculty who care deeply about their students and the quality of education they experience. One of our faculty members, Dr. Harold Sorkness, professor for the College of Education, has announced his retirement this spring. Though he has been at DSU for only 6 years, he has served in the education profession for over 40 years. I ask Dr. Sorkness to please stand and be congratulated and recognized on his retirement. I ask this year's recipients of the Faculty Awards to stand as their name is called. Please hold your applause. The Ernest M. Teagarden Award for Excellence in Teaching was awarded to Dr. Justin Blessinger. The Merrill Hunter Award for Excellence in Research to Dr. Zwen Fu. The Dwayne Mark Award for Excellence in Service to Dr. Jack Walters. And the Alexander Sandy Davidson Award for Excellence in Advising to Dina Huners Nelson. I now ask that all the faculty here to please stand and be acknowledged for their good work. Degrees are authorized by the South Dakota Board of Regents. Today we are pleased to have Regent Richard Bellotti of Madison participating in our ceremony for the official conferring of degrees. Regent Bellotti, the faculty of Dakota State University have determined that these candidates comprising the 124th graduating class have or will complete all requirements for the degree indicated. I am pleased to concur in the recommendation of the faculty and present these candidates to the Board of Regents for the awarding of degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Knowlton, Governor Rounds, Judge Guinat, Mr. Peterson, and Jim Waller. It's very nice to see you again out here. The weather today, of course, indicates to all of our graduates that there always will be some rain on your parade. But you have to do as the governor suggested. You've got to keep your head and your hands up and barge forward. And one of the biggest concerns that I had with coming up here again, as you know, I've done this several times in the past few years. Once because one of the regents was snowed in Sioux Falls, so I subbed for her. But I said, my gosh, the faculty is going to remember what I said. And they said, don't be so prideful. They won't even remember you were here. This is no remark on the status of the faculty now. I want you to understand that. So it's again a pleasure for me to be the Board of Regents representative at Dakota State University's commencement exercises over these past several years. And I want to wish the institution's graduates well as they embark on their new careers, whether it's advanced training in their field, or whether it's in teaching or in entrepreneurial activities across this state or elsewhere. Now, you may be interested to know that you have joined 26% of our fellow South Dakotans who have attained a bachelor's degree or higher. While it doesn't seem like a very high percentage, our state does rank 26th among all the states in the District of Columbia on this indicator. But across this country, we will all need to do much better in the years ahead. Data collected from the Making Opportunity Affordable initiative indicates that the nation is facing a degree gap of historic proportions. It is estimated that this country, based on current degree completion patterns, will produce about 48 million new undergraduate degrees between 2005 and 2025. However, the United States actually needs to produce about 64 million additional degrees over this period in order to match the leading nations and to meet our domestic workforce needs. This is a gap of almost 16 million degrees by the year 2025. Or to more easily visualize this, the U.S. Census Bureau projects a current need for additional college graduates at 18% just to meet future job growth and replace the baby boomer retirees. Now, while it is true that statistics can tell us only so much of the story, we do know that our competitor nations, especially China and India, are highly engaged in the race for education attainment, and the United States is lagging far behind. The New York Times Magazine recently characterized this dilemma quite simply. The magazine's cover showed a graphic of a tiny map of the United States pinched between a thumb and index finger, and the caption read, "Who shrunk the superpower?" In the words of the well-known song, "It is a small world after all." This concept of a flat world, popularized by the Tom Friedman book, reminds us that our nearest competitors today are only a mouse click away in a very high-tech world. Now, you who graduate today are helping to narrow our educational attainment gap. While the ultimate value of your education can only be assessed by what you make of it, the fact is that a high level of education correlates positively with a state's economic strength and personal income. It is also encouraging to note that statistically, some 80% of South Dakota college graduates will remain in our state to further enhance our quality of life and economic development. Today, I simply wish to congratulate you all on this wonderful occasion. You have received a good education from a dedicated group of faculty members and from an institution that has well equipped you for the 21st century. Dakota State University's reputation is highly regarded, attaining once again this year the #1 ranking from U.S. News and World Reports for small public colleges in the Midwest. This is truly a tribute to the faculty, to the staff, and the administration. In closing, I encourage you to retain strong ties to your institution and to the friends and associations that you have made while in college. I know that your days spent here at Dakota State University will be among the most treasured memories of your life. And now, by the authority vested in me by the Constitution of the state of South Dakota, I hereby delegate to President Douglas Knowlton the right to confer diplomas with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
I now call upon several individuals to assist me with the awarding of diplomas. I ask that these individuals to rise and be recognized, and I ask that the audience hold their applause until everyone has been introduced. Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Omar El Gayar, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research, Dr. Carrie Forbes Boyd, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Tom Halverson, Dean, the College of Business and Information Systems, Dr. Judy Dittman, Dean, the College of Education, Dr. Mark Hawks, Associate Professor representing the MSET Graduate Program, Ms. Sandy Anderson, Registrar, Ms. Jennifer Meese, Graduate Programs Assistant, Student Marshals, Mary Ellis, and Lee Holenbeck. I ask Ms. Meese and Ms. Anderson to please bring the graduates forward to receive their diplomas.
Will the candidates for master's level degrees of Dakota State please rise and come forward? In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Assurance, Brent Adams. Michael T. Sanford. Wayne B. Waite. In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Systems, Robert J. Bremer. Rahman Perumal. Sai Kiran Undrala. Ja Yu. In the College of Education, Master of Science in Education and Educational Technology, Shannon Ann Beck. Susan K. Fairchild. Tamala Jean Powell Graham. Naoko Inakuma. Christopher Paul Martin. Susan Mullen. Matthew Nelson. Kelly James O'Connor. Holly Beth Rankin.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees of Dakota State University please rise and come forward? For the College of Arts and Sciences, Brian Arndt. Charles Anderton. Sarah Lynn Arzmendez, cum laude. Tobias John Ball. Derek J. Barrios. Natasha Ray Beener. Crystal Ann Bay. Alicia Bennett. Adam Lee Bruns, cum laude. Sarah Calise, summa cum laude. Brandon J. Carr. Jennifer Irene Coates, summa cum laude, Center of Excellence grad. Jason L. Dykstra. Sarah A. Elvick. Benjamin Robert Fox. Erin Marie Graham. Kristen D. Grimm, magna cum laude. Dana S. Hannigan. Jill L. Hansen. Robin Hansen. Javeria Javed, summa cum laude. Heath Castine. Crystal Marie Keller. Elizabeth A. Coppin. Michelle Ray Kester. Christopher Daniel Lemke, cum laude. Adam Randall Lundquist. Mitch Michael Lynch, cum laude. Molly Jo Mosier. Amber Elaine Postma. Jennifer Lynn Pepke. Elizabeth Rainey, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Roger Lee Robertson. Joseph Anthony Scott. Lisa Steen. Laura M. Tews. Sean L. Wisdom. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Jessica Ray Adland. Alexandria Noel Beasley. Amanda G. Boersma, magna cum laude. Adrian J. Bosey, cum laude. Kyle R. Borman, magna cum laude. Nicole K. Christensen, cum laude. Gavin Glenn Davis, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Jacob L. DeBoer. Logan Ernest Denning. Amy Lynn Dreer. Josh Entwinger. Jessica Vera Erdman. Jesse Lee Gauthier. Scarlett A. Hahn, Center of Excellence graduate. James R. Hardy. Michael Heinen, cum laude. Joseph Clark Henkel, Center of Excellence graduate. Derek Michael Henkels, cum laude. Krista Ann Hillard. Joel A. Hohenstein. Jason Scott Jenkins, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Michael Julius Camrud. Nicholas Kirschner. Jeffrey Korstjens. Jeff Landhaus. Michael Brian Lee, Center of Excellence graduate. Paul Howard Lexon. Ashley Lorraine Lotus. Patrick S. Lynch. Andrew L. Mangan. Amanda Lynn Mark. Jason D. Martin. Brett Virgil Mellum. Matthew S. Muller. Kayla Myrie. Zachary L. Nisus. Jamie Elizabeth Nolting. Matthew D. Paulson, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Stephen Lester Peterson, Jr. Todd Michael Pettick. Nicholas Peterson. Jeff Polrise. Gabriel Pooler. Crystal Jean Rentschler. Allison Jean Ryan. Luke Martin Richards. Alice J. Roberts. J. Daniel Schultz, Center of Excellence graduate. Ryan Joseph Sexer. Laura Catherine Smith, cum laude. Matthew Lee Thompson. Nicholas J. Souvenir. Blake Andrew Tangen. Casey Tollefson, magna cum laude. Ron Marshall Vanderwall. Joshua Van Dyke. Michael S. Vetter. Laura Marie Voss. Wyatt A. Walter, magna cum laude. Ian Monroe Wright. For the College of Education, Leon Joe Benny Blue. Angela Lee Carr. Jason Sizz. Amber Diane Klutz. Danielle D. Epp. Saul Fuentes. Maria K. Gingler. Benjamin Michael Geppert. Melissa Hanger, cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Hansen, summa cum laude. Lindsay Christine Higgins. Kyle Hoffman, cum laude. Macy Ann Knutson. Heather L. Miles, magna cum laude. Larry R. Mormon. Jody Ann Niggebauer, summa cum laude. Adam Nielsen. Alyssa Grace Opland, magna cum laude. Jacob Matthew Pettengill. Lindsay Renee Prezoon. Rebecca Jo Rounds, magna cum laude. Megan Renee Sage, magna cum laude. Cagney C. Sayer. Jennifer Lee Sixta. Ashley Marie Spindler, magna cum laude. Brittany Ann Strand. Casey Lorraine Thomas. Shay Ann Tonkin. Lance David Wagner. Ashley Marie Welbig. Sarah Jean Workmeister. Will the candidates for the associate level degrees of Dakota State University please rise and come forward? For the College of Arts and Sciences, Angela Jean Anderson. Danielle LeRae Angel. Jonathan Floyd Clayton Briggs. Sarath Cheng. Cassandra R. Fink. Linnea Catherine Norman. Holly R. Novstrup. Jennifer L. Parse, with honor. Tracia Ann Sweeney. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Shireen Doretta Corey. Nikki Jo Gilman. Jennifer Marie Hamlin. Alice Louise Hammer. Lindsay K. Herr. Leah Jackson. Cassandra Lynn Moeller. Barbara Sue Preen, with honor. Lynn M. Raymond. Melanie J. Spinar. Roxana J. Williams.
Will all of the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby convey upon each of you the degrees to which you are entitled and the rights and the privileges appertaining thereto. Members of the 124th graduating class, we are proud of your accomplishments. You may move your tassels. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to call upon Mr. Jim Graham, President of Dakota State University Alumni Association, to welcome our graduates as alumni of the university.
Well, now time of the program that everybody's been waiting for, the last person on the program to get up and speak. Well, first of all, congratulations and welcome. Just a few minutes ago, you became a member of, a member of more than 11,000 alums of Dakota State University. As you attain your various career and personal goals throughout the rest of your lifetime, as Dr. Bellotti pointed to, please keep in contact with Dakota State University. Drop us an email, send us a picture, let us know how things are going with your career as well as your personal life. We want to stay informed and in touch. And also, please participate in any one of the many events that we have going on through homecoming and gatherings throughout the upper Midwest here, Minnesota, South Dakota, and we're trying to get into Iowa, but that fence is just a little too big for us yet. We'll get there, though. But anyway, congratulations and welcome to the Dakota State University Alumni Association.
My congratulations again to all of you on your accomplishments and my personal best wishes for your future endeavors. On behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the students of Dakota State University, I thank you for attending this commencement. I will tell you that if in the future you have a graduate here, that we will be installing air conditioning this summer in this building. So I figured I'd get applause. We invite you to join your graduate and faculty at Dakota Prairie Playhouse for punch, coffee, and cake in recognition of today's graduates. The DSU bookstore has a table of various apparel and gifts items available at the Playhouse. Graduates of DSU, you have joined thousands of DSU alumni who have crossed this stage before you. Many of those alumni are in the audience today in support of you and your accomplishments. I ask any DSU alumni who are present with us today to please stand, to be recognized, and to remain standing. Please stand, any alumni of Dakota State. I would now ask our graduates and the newest alumni of DSU to stand and join them. To conclude this commencement, we ask that the entire audience rise and join the DSU singers in the singing of the Alma Mater, which is found in the back of your program, followed by the retiring of the colors by the National Guard.